At the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, Mosaic is a comprehensive program to help students with autism spectrum disorder transition to and from college. Now located in UTC's Disability Resource Center, this comprehensive program began with only 4 students based in residence halls in 2008. In general, the program stumbled until Dr. Jane Thurfield Brown began guiding development along in 2009. Most notably, Brown advised the creation of a credit-bearing course, which became a program staple to keep students engaged. Mosaic strives to give students an authentic college experience while providing a supportive, challenging environment that cultivates social, internal, and professional growth. With the eventual goal of gainful employment for students, it is Mosaic's mission to advance independence and improve the community they created for the better. Awesome Advocacy, a short film about autism and the Mosaic program. Part 1, What is Autism? Autism may not have many interpretations, but Chandler Tillery, Warren Mears, Andrew Bond, Jay Carden, and James Cox have their own definitions.
There's never one form of autism.
I think autism can be defined as many different things. Not a medical term, more or less, but in how you can relate to that person. Everyone is different, and I can quote Michelle on this. She says, once you meet one person with autism, you've only met one person with autism. And I feel like everyone is just different.
In my opinion, autism is just a different perspective, a different way to see things, and that's, it's really cool. I think the fact that everybody has their own unique individuality, and it's not just you're oh yeah, what sport do you like? It's in real individual things, real cool stuff, that really distinguishes you. I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel like it's the spectrum wheel, and the kind of thing where if you've met one person with autism, you've only met one person. Also though, with autism, it's not like you were saying, there's not a specific definition, but that I can't think of any other way to describe it, but that's...
I believe it just means maybe your brain might think in a different way, or it might take a little time to process. On average, we might be a little bit more successful as we might pick up patterns easier, or we get really, really focused on the topics that we like. So if we like our topics that we study in school, then that just puts our devotion up that much higher. We are very loyal to anybody, especially our close friends.
Part 2, Mosaic's Origins. Michelle Rigler, Executive Director of the Mosaic Program, shares her thoughts on the history and other aspects of the program as well.
I had an assistant director at the time, and then Brian, who still works here. And we had a couple students that came to me and just said that they needed something more. They needed more than just the regular accommodations, and it sparked my interest for autism again. So I studied autism during my undergrad and graduate degree. Not my doctorate, but my master's degree. And I just have always been interested. And so when the students came to me and said they wanted something more, I worked with them to develop what that more looked like. And now 10 years later, it's Mosaic the way it is now.
Similar to Michelle, Amy Rutherford, Associate Director of the Disability Resource Center and the Mosaic Program, voices her opinions on various aspects of the program as well.
That is why Michelle started the program. It was based off of a response of students saying they weren't getting the accommodations that they needed and that they needed more social supports. And so from that is Mosaic developed. And so over the years, we really pay attention to what the students are saying. I think that's a strength in our program, is that we care a lot about student feedback and we provide a lot of platforms for students to provide that. Maybe if they're not comfortable with sharing, we've started implementing surveys so they can share, just so we know that we're touching on all the things and providing a resource and a program that the students build. We just facilitate a platform and they give the insight and help us grow.
Tyler Johnson, the academic coordinator of Mosaic, spoke about his history and roles with the program and how his understanding about autism has evolved over time.
I do everything from working with academic departments across campus to coordinating the tutoring services, coaching schedules, those kinds of things for the Mosaic program. I actually started with Mosaic during my undergrad at UTC, where I was a student mentor for the program. That was one of my first real encounters with individuals with autism as far as I knew, and it was a life-changing experience. It was a chance for me to get to expand a little bit on my understanding of disabilities, but also on my understanding of diversity. And so I worked as a mentor and as a student worker for Mosaic for my junior and my senior year. And then Mosaic hired me back to come fill a position a little more than a year ago, where I got to come back and start doing some more of the academic coaching and more relational pieces with a broader range of the students than I was when I was doing more of a one-on-one thing as a mentor.
Part 3, Peer Mentors, Life Coaches, and the Mosaic Events Committee. The consecutive curriculum is made up of 4 year-long courses that seek to guide college careers. Year 1 focuses on a student's independent transition into college, while Year 2 develops identities, strengths, and self-perceptions to reframe ASD with positive qualities. Year 3 develops skills through experiences like job shadowing and mock interviews to prepare them for the workforce. Year 4 helps make students marketable by building on all previous components to establish workplace skills. Further, real work experiences are explored through major internships and career fairs, with students being led by structured feedback. In addition, life coaching, peer/professional mentoring, and supervised study hours are also required weekly. A life coach expands a student's academic and social skills by focusing on their current needs. Peer mentors are natural social leaders on campus interested in ASD, with their face-to-face engagement helping students assess social situations. As time goes by, students are soon paired with professional mentors that help them form connections and qualified skills.
I feel like this, like Jake, it's got me out of my comfort zone a little bit. He's pushed me a little bit to do events or things that I'd be maybe overlook or just not necessarily care about. So that's probably a weakness he's brought out in me. We definitely play on each other's strengths and encourage each other to keep going forward in that sense.
Yeah, I can definitely speak for that. And that there's been times where I've just been like distraught. There's no other way to put it. We'll meet and I'm just like in shambles. Like I am smiling and I am there, but like mentally I'm not. And Andrew's awesome about listening to me and awesome about hearing me and talking. Like he doesn't even have to say anything. He just listens, and like I'll just ramble on and on and on. And like it's supposed to be like a meeting technically for like me to like advise, but in the end it really just goes both ways, and it just and it works out for me. It helps me just as much.
Having peer mentor really means that I'm a lot of the time, particularly on weekends, I'm not really alone.
Yeah, I think having Warren as my student peer has really helped me grow in various ways, and we hold each other accountable, and it's nice to have someone that's there and go through just everything, the failures and successes of each other's student career.
Peer mentor is Hannah Oliver. She is a worker at the ARC. She does a lot of instructing with swimming, and she is honestly the best peer mentor I could have ever asked for. I think both of us have definitely grown in many ways. Both of us are very similar in that we don't like to leave our calendars open. We like to fill it with whatever we can. So we're both very busy individuals, But one thing that we have both been working on is learning how to take some time off for ourselves and be able to devote some time to our own self-care instead of constantly, burning ourselves out trying to help everybody around us. You can only help people as much as you can help yourself. And so we have learned tremendously this semester how to help ourselves without sacrificing the time that we can still devote to other people.
The final aspect of supervised study hours helps students create support through a community and enables life coaches to determine if a student's study habits are being kept in check by requiring 4 supervised study hours weekly. Mosaic student Julia Rose Mersch and her life coach Mary Elizabeth Aaron discussed various aspects of life coaching.
My favorite part of coaching is just getting to interact with students and get to know them better. And as a coach, it's personally rewarding when I see like a student like maybe struggle with something at first, but then show significant progression and just growth by the end of the semester. So to me, that's a really rewarding aspect.
I like coaching because it gives me an opportunity to make sure I'm like going through all of my classes properly and not forgetting anything. And also it's nice to have someone double check that I'm doing the right thing and I'm not getting behind.
The Mosaic Events Committee often hosts several events that encourage fellow Mosaic students to form bonds with their fellow cohorts.
I am a senator for the junior cohort, and my job is basically to get them, talk to them, and help them get ideas.
Casey Hipscher also expresses her thoughts on the events committee as well.
So I've been a mentor with the Mosaic Events Committee for 3 semesters, almost a year and a half. And this semester I'm serving as the interim vice president on the committee. But my role as a mentor is just supporting the committee as we plan events. All the mentors on the committee vote. We participate in the events. We do everything that the students on the committee do as well. As a mentor on the committee, I really like to just help guide the committee to be student-led because I think that's when we create the most inclusive events, is when the students in Mosaic are coming up with the events and planning the things for their peers. I think the best part, oh man, there's so many good parts about the events committee. I love the meetings just because it brings so many perspectives into one room, and then all of our different mindsets have to come together and plan one event. So all the logistics and all the ideas and all the proposals for events have to come together, and we have to make it happen. And that in itself is a challenge for anybody. And then when we bring all of our different perspectives together, it makes it really interesting, and I love that part of the events committee. The best part about the events committee for me is how unexpected it is. So when I think about planning an event or going into a meeting, I think it may go one way, or I think planning an event should go one way, and then it's so unexpected, and everything that we do is different than how it could be done. So we're always taking a different route and trying new things, and really, I think that's creating the best events for Mosaic. I think of what you would need to consider when planning an event, and then there are so many unexpected things that I would have never thought of that the students on the committee bring up, and then it ends up creating an even better outcome than what I could have done on my own, and I think that's what's special too.
Part 4, Amazing Alumni. Several Mosaic alumni gave their opinions on what they thought of the program, as well as how Mosaic helped them get jobs and other opportunities in the past. One such alumni is Olivia Barker.
Mosaic program will do what they can to help your kid through college, but at the end of the day, if your student doesn't want it, they're there's only so much they can do. I don't think I'd be a college graduate without it. Their help was invaluable in helping me learn how to navigate not just the academic aspects of life in college, but also the social ones as well. They helped me get an internship in my last year of college at the Chattanooga Zoo. It was pretty good. I gained a lot of experience, and I hope to be able to use that experience in an upcoming job. Mosaic helped me with the skills I needed to get a job. Helped me through the interviewing process and whatnot, but I applied for that job on my own. I mean, Mosaic has been an immense help for me and just trying to get through life, get a job, and start my life for real.
Another alumni is Stephen Clark.
I am involved with Mosaic. I've been there since freshman year. They introduced me to some of the people at Blue Cross and helped me through the process of applying there. Last summer, I also participated in a research experience for undergraduates at DePaul University in Chicago. And so they helped me through the application process of that. And then they've just given me advice throughout college on how to navigate life in school. It's a great program. The people there, they're really passionate about what they do and about helping students. And they will absolutely go out of their way to advocate you and teach you how to advocate for yourself. It's definitely been huge for me. I would not, or it would have been much more difficult for me to apply for some of these things and stuff without that kind of guidance.
The third and final Mosaic alumni is Allie Manna.
Michelle Rigler helped me get this job through indirectly connecting me to the internship, and that internship led me into having full-time employment here. I'd definitely say the people and the kids. It's challenging from time to time because they're kids and they can be a little extra. But overall, it's been a great experience, and I hope to continue my career here. And I just hope that I can just maybe move up eventually and just continue working here, because since I started my internship, I knew I wanted to work here full time. The Mosaic program, well, they prepared me for a lot of things like job interviews and dressing professionally, and how to go about really just taking care of myself, really, for the most part, and learning self-management skills such as handling anxiety and overstimulation, and how to cope with a meltdown if that ever happens.